Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think for March of 2017, the very first Ask Think with 2 million subscribers. I still can't even get over it. So to all of those new subscribers out there who don't know what the series is, it is a series where you ask questions in the comment and I answer them. And now I'm actually going to read your answers to a question I asked you. I know it's confusing, but keep up. So the first one comes to us from Lego Master, and well, the question was, is there something from your childhood that, or your younger days, because a lot of you guys are still young, that you would never give up. So Lego Master says, I refuse to get rid of my teddies, and I wonder how many of those there are. And a lot of people seem to share that because Dinosaur Gal has, well, not a teddy bear, but since she was born, she had a stuffed toy hippo, and she's now 12 and refused to give the hippo up. And now I think about it, I haven't given up any of her stuffed animal toys. What's your hippo's name? You didn't share it. I'm an avocado. I love that profile photo or avatar. One thing I won't ever give up is my stuffed animal from my granddad. When I was about 3, I told him I lost my puppy stuffed animal, when in reality I just hid it in my suitcase. All right, I don't know where you're going with this. I think he knew I didn't, but regardless, he took me to the store and got me a new one. He passed away a while ago, and I still sleep with that stuffed animal. Oh, that's so sweet, and he sounds amazing that he knew and he was just playing along. Aww. Winter Jake Cut says, answer from last month's question, I would never in a million years give away my purple lamb that I had since before I was born. I love her so much. Vanessa Woodley says, one thing I can never get rid of from my childhood is this little stuffed dog that I got when I was born. I remember when I was 5, we used to have so many adventures together, from exploring my brother's room and pretending it was an evil cave, to my laundry machine pretending it was a spaceship, thanks to Noodle On. And I guess you and your brother, you go to your brother's room because he's the evil, he's the evil person that lives in the evil cave, the little troll. Oh, geez, I just called your brother a troll. I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry. Parody Master says, okay, Think, I know this may sound kind of weird, but I could not leave behind my red silk pillow. I know I could save anything, but it means a lot to me. Plus, it's so soft and silky. And you know what? That's the thing about this. It doesn't have to be an animal or anything at all, really. Something like a pillow that just makes you feel comfortable and soft. Gaming Wolf 269 says, I have a stuffed animal zebra named Stripes. One time I thought I lost Stripes and I was really sad, but I found it a day later under my bed. Oh, and I have adopted a wolf. Wait, what? A real wolf? A wolf from the Wolf Sanctuary of Pennsylvania, but sadly she died. R.I.P. I hope. Oh, Hope was the name, but that was a while ago. But you didn't have the wolf at your house, right? Anyway, Golden Lovely Dove says, question of the month. Well, I still have 2 blankets, or as I call them, blankies. Yes, I know it's embarrassing, but still. One is pink and cold and soft, and the other is white and made from yarn. I've had them my whole life. I refuse to give them up. And yes, before you ask, I can sleep without them, but they make me more comfy. If I give them up, I'm missing a piece of my childhood. Audrey is me says, I have these 2 blankets. One is a Winnie the Pooh blanket that I've had my whole life, and the other is a quilt from my grandma who made it for me when I was 3 years old. These blankets mean a lot to me, and I could never give them up. And so many people have a blanket. I have my baby blankets. I mean, I don't sleep with it anymore, but I still have it. Rex Plays says, answer to last month's question. I have this blue rabbit that I named Rabbit. He's never been washed in his entire life cycle because the smell reminds me of my early childhood. I also want to give it to my kids when I have them so it can be passed down generation to generation so my great grandkids will still remember me in the form of a rabbit. Minecraft Fluttershy says, something from my childhood that I'll never give up are my stuffed animals, chicken and duck. I've had them since I was a baby and now I am 10. Quick Gamer Roblox and More says, I have this one stuffed animal that I named Latte. The coffee kind of latte, which, of course, I love coffee, so I know and I understand that my mother gave to me when I was about 10. It's really special to me because we would always move around Canada, and since I never made any friends for very long, I always have latte. I'm my brother, but we always used to fight. That's how I feel about my sister. We moved around a lot too. Dubstep Detection says, a Super Mario backpack that I never wore. Okay. Sam Cap says, I have multiple things I just can't give away, but there's one that stands out. I have a stuffed dog, not taxidermy, don't worry. I really wasn't worrying. That I used to sleep with every night. That would be weird, right? That would be very worrisome if you were sleeping with a taxidermy dog. But presumably everybody finds themselves attached to an inanimate object, which is actually quite interesting. Stefan the Crafter says, one thing I'll never let go of is my respect for all people, because let's face it, we should all respect each other. Whoa, that's amazing, dude. I love that. Sarah Dreamer say, well, this may seem a bit stupid, but I still have a can of silly string for my cousin's 9th birthday. My brother drenched me with about 3 cans of this stuff, so now I keep the can in my closet, waiting for the right moment to enact my revenge. Holy cow. Okay, so Sarah, you know, that's crazy that you have that restraint and all the planning. Like, I mean, yeah, I would be terrified for my life if my sister was like that. Impossible Dreamer Mythical Beast says, is there anything from your childhood that you still have and refuse to give up? Well, I still have my foot. Wouldn't want to give that up anytime soon. Please don't take my foot. Cute. Lick says, the one thing from me when I was little that I'll never give up is the copy of the blueprints to my local Bank of America. Don't ask why I have those. I'm not gonna pull a score. So as I mentioned before, for me, I actually have 2 things. One is my Herbie clown. It is ripped to shreds and ugly, but whatever, I love them. And also I have my baby blanket. I don't sleep, they're in boxes, guys. It's not like they're sitting on the bed or anything like that, but one day I hope to give it to my kids. So for next month's question, it comes to us from Dara. Hey Daria, and it is, what is your favorite pre-2000 song? And that one's a lot easier for me than you guys, because I was alive pre-2000 and most of you guys weren't. Hey, also think, why did you eat my extra bald noodle dog frog sandwich? Now that, and I know a lot of the people that watch Ask Think are because I started the series so long ago, actually will understand that question. So let's get to the questions for you guys. Before we do, I do want to remind you to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode, guys. Also, remember, 1 question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. And the first one is from the Excel Films, and it says, can you play Club Penguin for at least 1 minute of this video about Club Penguin instead of Minecraft? You know, I could have, and that probably, I don't even know why I didn't think of that. I really don't. But that said, it's going to be closing in a couple of weeks. Actually, by the next Ask Think, it will be closed. Not ready for it, guys, but I will be doing a live stream either this Thursday or next. I'm going to try and do it in the afternoon and evening, maybe with my wife or something like that, so that as many of you guys can play as possible. So look forward to that either this Thursday or next Thursday. I'll make announcements about it on Twitter, and maybe reference it in a couple of videos. I might even schedule the live stream if you can still do that, so that you guys know when it's going to happen and you can be there. Sean Watts asks the question that was most upvoted in the whole video, and it's, if you had a son or daughter, what would you call them and why? Well, geez, that's really tough, right? I mean, I think I'd have to make that decision with my wife, and like, I don't know, I haven't really thought about it if I had a boy, but if I had a girl, I really like, for some reason, I like the name Melissa, and I like the nickname Missy, but I think that's because I had a dog named Missy. Oh, no. Let's stop there. Naming my daughter after my first dog. Okay, let's just move on. Boris Licina asks, what are these things on your homepage photo? And I think you mean the YouTube banner that I updated. I don't know if I can really talk about it. the artist who drew that, it's sort of a cover art image for a larger project that may or may not come to fruition, but maybe doing a YouTube original series, may not. I don't really know if it'll get picked up or not, but those are sort of characters that are going to be in the series, assuming that it gets picked up. Red Panda 499 asks, hey Think, what is your last name? Noodles. HRDC asks, Think, what do you do if you have to go potty during a vid? So I'm gonna let you guys in on something. So you know I don't do face cam, but a lot of YouTubers do. And you'll notice that so many of them have the same sort of gaming chair. It's got like a logo on the back. I mean, Dan has one. Lots of people have them. What they don't show you guys is the seat pan. I have the same chair, and so the seat pan, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a bedpan in a hospital, but it's very similar to that. So when you do have to go potty, you just go and it goes into the bottom of the chair. And then when you're done recording, you just go and drain that into the toilet. No, I'm kidding. I don't have one of those chairs, but usually if we have to go potty, well, I don't think it's never a problem for me because I make sure that before I start recording, I take care of those bodily functions before it starts. Ducky Dreams says, Think, I may or may not have good news regarding your cat allergy. Depends on how you choose to look at it, but sphinxes are hypoallergenic and they may not have much hair. They actually have very fine hairs on them, but I've been doing some research and apparently they're very friendly and affectionate towards people. So if you decide to want a cat, a sphinx would be good. Yeah, you're right. It's the dander on the cats, and I think the sphinxes are hairless cats, or not hairless, but they have hair instead of fur, maybe? I don't know. But the thing is, you know, I'm allergic to cats, and this golden retriever lying next to me, I don't know that she hates cats. Actually, I think she really likes them. She likes the way that they taste. No, I'm kidding. But she does like to chase them, and she would terrorize a cat. Adventure Time Boss asks, Think, why are you so nice not being mean? I think you mean not being mean, asking me why I'm so nice. And that's not a mean thing at all. I actually take that as a compliment. Just how I am. I think it's how my parents brought me up, how my parents are. My dad's always joking, always happy. And that's how I am now, and that's how I've always been. It's always lived my life, and I think that it is a great way to live your life, to be optimistic, glass half full, and all of that. Really is when things get a lot of people down. They do get me down, don't get me wrong, but I don't let things really take over my life. And I always look on the bright side of things and never let things get me down, and I'm always nice to other people. Bipsy, Think, can you play I Dream of Ibiza by approaching Nirvana in the background for old time's sake? Absolutely! Trucker57 asks, hey Think, I've always loved watching your channel. I'm curious about one thing. Have you ever gone to college and been a straight A student? I am a straight A student. I'm thinking about what college I'll go to. I'd like your opinion. Well, if you watch my Draw My Life, I think, yeah, I talk about college, right? And I even might talk about my master's degree. So I do have a bachelor's degree in computer engineering. That's my undergraduate. And then I also have a master's degree in business administration, also known as an MBA. But I was never, well, maybe when I was younger, I might have been a straight A student. But as I got older, I got more, I got more social, I guess. And a lot of times my academics took a backseat to things. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, guys. But that's just what happened. So I think I had the capability of being a straight A student as far as comprehension. But as far as discipline, I did not have the discipline to be a straight A student. I let my studies slide when I probably should have paid a little bit more attention to them. Mana C says, hey Think, will you come up with new merch anytime soon? If you can, please make a case for the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. It's hard to find a case for my phone. And I wanted a Thinknoodles phone case. I'll look into that. I'll ask the merch team. I asked them if they could make a shirt like the one I wore to Minecon many years ago, and they are putting it together now. So you could, once it's out, you can actually buy a t-shirt that looks like my Minecraft or Roblox skin. I'm a cat named Howell asks, Think, do you feel bad for Dan because he's so busy and always on tour, and I don't think he gets to sleep much? I do. But you know, Dan is a hard worker, and he really cares about all of you, all of his fans. And he puts so much pressure on himself. I do feel bad for him because I don't think Dan could ever say no to anyone. Probably me neither, but less people are asking me. But yeah, he is always so busy that, you know, he doesn't have much time to enjoy life outside of YouTube or his tour, or, you know, recording things for the Skylanders series, for example, or Minecraft Story Mode, and all of these things. So many different projects running. I honestly do not see how he even has time to breathe. Mural Gaming asks, "Think, are you going to the city with the tallest building in the world anytime soon?" Actually, my wife and I have been to the city with the tallest building in the world. I think you're referencing the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and we've actually been to the top of it maybe about 2 years ago, I think. Wild Artist says, "Think, I'm pretty sure we're moving this summer. I'm really sad, as I'll miss all my friends. I lived here for my whole life, and I can't imagine my life anywhere else. Causing me a lot of stress and anxiety, along with the other things in life. Any advice? I'm trying to look on the bright side of things, but it's hard." Well, if you watch, I'm going to reference my Draw My Life again, but and it may not be in there as far as age, but I moved to Louisiana when I was around 2 years old, and I lived there until I was almost 11 years old, so maybe 3 and 11. But either way, I lived in a place and grew up pretty much, you know, from kindergarten through 5th grade. Right at the end of 5th grade, we moved from Louisiana to Indonesia. So to me, that was pretty much my whole life. It was all I could remember at the very least. And yeah, I totally get where you're, like, what you're stressing about, and how and how scary it is. It was for me too. And I remember when I moved to Indonesia, I went into this class, and you know, I think it was, I gotta say, it was like April that I started. So it was the end of the school year, and everyone knew each other, and I was this new kid coming in. And I remember the teacher was, when I first started, you know, he's just joking around trying to be friendly, and he's like, "Oh, well, you know, like, you know, the way that Indonesian pronounce the J in your name, you know, we actually have to, if you want to be called Justin, we actually have to put a D in front of your name." And I lost it. I like started crying because, like, I was in this new thing, and they were going to change my name. Like, I was like, what? So it was really hard. Now, that said, the next 5 years of my life in Indonesia were some of the best of my life. Definitely the best of my childhood. I remember those years more favorably and more fun than any of my other years of my childhood when I was younger. Amazing friends. So it might look bleak now, but I think it'll be a good thing for you in the long run. Legends of Smoky First says, "Think, here's a question. What do you do besides making YouTube videos when your wife isn't home? Just you and Kopi, of course." Well, that's about all I have time for. YouTube is a full-time, more than full-time job. And, you know, other than making videos, you know, sometimes I'll do the laundry and things like that, and clean up the kitchen. I'll walk Kopi every day, of course. But, yeah, when my wife is at work, I'm here at work making videos for you guys. Gusti Gaming asks, "When did you get your first 1,000 subs?" And I went to look back at this, and I had a hard time finding it because Social Blade doesn't keep the records back that far. But I want to say it took me about a month to get 100, and I want to say it was like, it was about 3 months or 4 months before I got 1,000. I can't be 100% sure. The Potion Showers asks, "Think, could you play Minecraft minigames again?" Well, I'm trying Bed Wars in the background here, trying to learn it because I know that you guys love it and want me to play it on a regular video on the channel. So once I figure out how to play it, I'll give it a shot. Think Pizza asks, "They think, how are you? And I was wondering, what screen recorder do you use? I need it for my channel. Thanks, Luke." Well, Luke, well, usually you guys know that I have a gaming PC and I have an iMac. And the iMac I do all the recording and editing on the iMac, and I do the playing of the game on my PC. So to do that, I use an Elgato HD60 to feed the gameplay footage into my Mac, and I capture it there, and then I do all the editing on my Mac. Now, when I record with Dan and James, that actually doesn't work because of the way I have my microphone hooked up. And because I have to record their game sound, although now that I think about it, no, I need it for Skype, so yeah, it would still have to go that way. But what I use is, since I have an NVIDIA 980 Ti, if you have any NVIDIA card, at least desktop class or a good mobile card, the Shadowplay software that's built in, I use, and it's excellent, and I use Audacity to capture my voice on my mic. That's what I would suggest if you have an NVIDIA card. If you don't, I know a lot of people use OBS, and it is completely free. Sapphire Ocelot asks, hey, I think my question for this month is, what would you recommend for making intros? Well, the thing is, I didn't make my intro or outro, but I do know that when I did, I used After Effects, and I do know also that the person who made mine used After Effects. Tara Jones asks, when you hear your own voice while editing, does your voice sound different to yourself? When I hear my own voice on my recording, it's like, is that me? Not anymore. That used to be the case, especially when I first started. It was tough, and I didn't recognize myself at all. Now that I've got almost 3,000 videos that I've edited, I know what I sound like at this point. Begloved asks, how did you get people to notice your channel? I made mine and post videos, but I don't know if people will ever see it. Well, for me, I made them to support my blog that people already saw. So they watched the video for cheat codes and things like that. And it was on the website, and then it just so happened that the YouTube videos were embedded on the website. And then eventually they came to my channel. I would say if you don't have that opportunity, and a lot of people don't, find people or friends that get a few views and then do a collaboration with them. TechBoy354 says, I love your channel, but how do you make those awesome Roblox thumbnails of yours? I can't take credit for them. I made a few of them, but if you look back at any of the 3D Roblox thumbnails, any of the bad ones are the ones that I made. And any of the good ones, I have someone who makes the thumbnails for me, so I totally can't take credit for it, but they're awesome. The Dynamic Dude asks, what texture pack are you using for Pixelmon? We are using the Fireleaf resource pack that you can find on Planet Minecraft. Ford Love asks, can you play more Undertale? Well, here's the thing. I mean, I've done neutral and also the pacifist or true pacifist ending of Undertale, and the only thing left is genocide. And one, I don't really want to kill all my friends, and two, I've heard that it gets really dark, and maybe even the language is not appropriate for my channel in genocide. Sheena1234ization says, I remember on the Ask Thinks numbers 1 through 30 when people would tell you to play Roblox and you refuse, but now it seems like your own main game very odd. Well, I mean, somewhat. Even in the early Ask Thinks and a lot of my Club Penguin videos, people were asking and begging me to play Minecraft, and I refused until I finally played it for 20,000 subscribers. And then I was like, wow, this game's actually pretty good. And you can say the same about Roblox. I resisted it for so long, and then I finally said, you know what? They want it. It's Fan Choice Friday. Let's do it. And I had a great time, and right now, that is what is new to me, so that's why I'm playing it a lot. NocturnalGamer Michael asks, what happened to poptropica? Well, first of all, I think what you're referencing is on my channel, right? And there's been no new islands since Escape from Pelican Rock, which was, I don't know, 15, 16 months ago. And I've been in touch with their executive team a couple of times. I can't talk about any of it because I signed an NDA, but talking about their future plans for poptropica and what I think they should do and what I think they're doing right and what I think they're doing wrong and those sorts of things, high-level meetings, nothing really super detailed, but they should be coming out with like poptropica 2.0, which will be sort of remasters of the existing islands, and then they'll be coming out with new content in the next few months, I believe, I hope, so I can make new videos. Pride and Polyjuice says, what Roblox do you suppose is your poptropica ropes or Minecraft parkour? That is to say, your Achilles heel. And I think it's still like parkour. I just have so much trouble jumping onto small platforms, whether it be ropes, whether it be parkour in Minecraft, and again, parkour in Roblox is just so hard and frustrating. Annabelle's son says, hey Think, do you listen to Approaching Nirvana often? I know that Sugar High was your outro for years. Technically, you don't have an outro now, and you played Love Theory in your video here. I just want to know if you like their music. Yes, I do, and I do listen to it fairly often, especially when I'm feeling nostalgic for some old Approaching Nirvana stuff. But now I do have an outro back, finally, thanks to one of you guys. Exo Scullabot asks, Think, I've been wondering this. How come your nose runs and your feet smell? Okay, all right, my nose is a little stuffy, but I take major offense to calling my feet smelly. Oh wait, I think you're just making like a joke, like why do you park on a driveway and drive on a parkway, right? You're not saying my feet actually smell, because if you are, all right, I gotta go. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something fun to answer in the next episode, guys. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and please do become a Noodler today and subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, Noodle on!